Free-to-play Super Fizz. Take number 783. Nude scene. Action. What it is, guys, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more Dokkan Battle. Today we are talking about the super physical free-to-play cards, okay? Now, we've done this all week. We're finally doing Super Fizz. I know it's a day late, but we're on it, guys. We're on it. Now, let's talk starting with Tapion. Now, he's one of the probably the least desirable units on this team, but I don't think he deserves to be overlooked, okay? First of all, his leader skills garbage. There's a handful of leader skills we're going to trust. His is tragic, okay? Brave Sword Act. Supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. Now, that's very handy. Also, do note that he does not have a Dokkan Awakening. No Dokkan Awakening for this guy. That sucks, and I don't see one in his near future, or if ever, to be completely honest. I don't see one happening, at least for the foreseeable future. But that lowers attack is really good. Attack 40%. He's never going to be a hitter, guys. He's simply never going to be a hitter. Link skills are Hero, Courage, Experienced Fighters, which we'll see quite a bit of. Brainiacs, which we'll also see a decent amount of. And Rival Duo, which is almost nothing. Rival, I forgot to mention. The main focus on this guy is not hitting. Okay, we have hitters. We're going to talk about hitters. Main focus with this guy, extreme class enemies, attack and defense minus 20% when HP is 80% or above. So stay in good health. He'll do great things for your team. Doesn't mean he's always going to be useful. That's just the sad reality. But the lowers attack on top of that is going to be fantastic, okay? And this doesn't even have to hit. This is just basically, okay? When he gets a super attack, that's going to lower it even more. So my vote is keep this guy off rotation. Heal when he's coming back up. Let him do that, and let your other units really go to town. You're never going to get the damage you're going to want out of this guy, so just bear that in mind. Now, the big question is he worth orbs? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The numbers you see up here at the top, those are with orbs. That's without orbs. You want to keep this guy out of the fight. You don't want to give him orbs because he's really not going to get any kind of real benefit out of it. You're using this passive skill. Whenever you're using passive skill, you're not going to pay attention to orbs. They're not a wise investment. Now, if you're drowning in them, and you're just like, I just have more than I can ever do anything with, hold on to for a couple of months, see if you still feel that way, and then maybe consider putting them into them. That said, not worth orbs, but definitely worth the passive. Farm him up. He drops from the Phantom Majin Smoke and Flame. Phantom Majin Smoke and Flame. I swear to God I can speak today. The Dokkan event for physical and tech Tapion. Now, he's farmable for the tech one, not the I think I said Fizz. He's farmable for the tech one, but not the AGL one. The AGL one is the Harudegarn Giant unit, so you're not going to be able to use him for that. That said, well worth the farm, well worth the SA-10. Open the dupe paths and hold on to him. There's no harm in that. But he's a very, very, very good support unit for your team, okay? Oh, okay, I want to say very, very, very good. He's a decent support unit for your team. Decent. I give him a 5. 5 out of 10. Okay, now, let's move on to the next unit, which is Goten, Trunks, and Marin, okay? Goten, Trunks, and Marin is actually, I think, an underrated card. They did Dokkan Awaken into this. They come from their own event. Leave It to Us, Little Rangers. That Dokkan event was with us. We'll probably come back whenever we get Tournament of Power stuff, which probably is going to be a little bit because we know Broly's coming up next. It's going to be a while before we get it back, probably February or so. But once we get it back, if we get that back with it, make sure you farm them up if you don't have them already. Physical key plus 2 HP, attack and defense 30%. You're not going to use that. Supreme damage with no effects, but they don't need effects because they are good hitters. Check this out. Android 17's Trust. Attack and defense 100%. Attack and defense minus 5% with each turn passed. Now, I do believe that's every turn that they're active. I would need, if somebody has any kind of evidence to the contrary to that, I'd be interested. But I believe that is for every turn that they are active. And if that's the case, that assume being the case, make sure that you put them off rotation because you don't want that to drop. You want, when they pop up, you want them to be hitting like mad, okay? Link skills are Innocence, so 110%, roughly. Budding Warrior, you're not going to use that probably. Patrol, Prodigies you'll use, okay? That's another 10%, 120%. And Hero of Justice. We're going to talk about this unit. We're going to talk about this unit right here. And actually, if that one's up, worth keeping on rotation. I'll show you a team here in just a little bit that will just ravage things. It's a free-to-play team that is so unbelievably good, they're probably going to rival Dokkan Fest events with their damage output. But we'll talk about that when it comes up. And Shattering the Limit, which is a really great key link. Got great link skills, does 100% damage. Of course, it is minus 5%, but if you add the 45% attack boosts up, that supreme damage is starting to look more like an immense damage modifier. It is really, really, really freaking good. Okay? I'm going to give them a 9. A 9. Okay, well, 8, 9 if you pair them with the unit we'll talk about at the very, very end. Okay? Let's move on. Let's move on to the new Manaka. Now, this guy is... Dokkan Awakens into this unit. He is completely farmable from the event that's with us right now. Universe's Strongest Challenge, the Great Pontus. Now, the Beerus and Manaka suit is a pretty good card. I actually haven't had a chance to do a really real damage testing with him yet because I just awakened mine because I've been sleeping on it a little bit. But, that said, Universal representative of Universe 7 category key plus 3, 50%. Now, this is interesting, okay? Normally, I'm like, you want a minimum 70%. But with that team, I do believe 50% would be more than enough because of the link skills they share. Causes supreme damage to the enemy while sacrificing 7%. That's actually not that big a deal. Oops, we'll get to him in a moment. Another representative of Universe 7 unit. Okay? Because attack plus 77% for 4 turns after receiving the attack. So he has to take an attack to produce an attack. Raises attack by up to 77%. The less HP remaining, the greater the boost. Now remember, the Tapion, the more there's remaining, the better he is. The less remaining, the better this guy is. Keep him on rotation. He'll do wonderful things for you. He also helps himself out with that. But, Connoisseur. So, any other Beerus cards, any of the other Whis cards, they should have that link skill. Put him on rotation with them. He's going to increase his... He's going to get back most of the health he lost, okay? Infighter's a great link. We'll see quite a bit of that throughout the course of talking here for the next few minutes. Shattering the Limit, Shocking Speed are great. Godly Power, so he works on the Realm of Gods team. And Prodigies, we'll see a lot of that too. So, between Infighter and Prodigies, we're going to see a lot of cards he'll link up very, very well with, okay? And I think that leader skill would be good as a sub-leader for something like... Battlefield. So, good. Not miraculous, not phenomenal, but good. Okay? Just because of that team. That team alone is the main reason why. So that said, make sure you do... And the big question everyone's going to have, is he worth orbs? Here's the strange truth about this. I will orb mine out. I will rainbow mine, and I'm going to test him out. But if you give him double attack, you're losing 14% HP every turn. That said, for every piece of health you lose, he hits harder each and every time. Is it worth? Don't know. Really don't know. We haven't seen a unit like this basically since Kaioken Goku. This day and age, is losing that much health really detrimental? I don't know. That's the long and the short of it. I really got to test this guy out to find out. I don't know where to rate him. I know he's a great hitter for what I've tested him with. He does hit very, very well. I do need to give him orbs and find out what that is. Giving him crit might be the best benefit, but yet again, you're going to hit harder with double attack. But you're also going to hurt yourself a little bit with double attack. So it's a very hard call. Very hard call. That said, I will add this more I think about it. With the Whis that do, like the free-to-play AGL Whis and the Tech Whis and all those, the guys that actually do health restoration, they're going to have the Connoisseur's link. And with health restoration, you get down far enough, bring it back up, throw your Tapion in there, let Tapion do his thing, and then let this guy do his thing next few turns, and just keep the cycle going. Well, you can't keep the cycle going because Whis will only do it once, but you get the basic concept. Think about good teams. These guys will work well together. But you got to use your brains. That said, I like him. I'm going to put orbs into him. I'll let you guys know later on whether that's worth or not. But for now, we're going to move on to the next unit. I do think he's very good, but I don't know what to rate him. This unit. Fantastic unit. He Dokkan away. You can use him farm for any of the base level Gokus. You can also farm him for Ultra Instinct Goku. This is a Dokkan Awaken form. It is only UR. I would love to see a TUR one day where he's mastered the gray-haired form, but we won't see that for quite a while. We're probably going to wait till the next couple of arcs of Super. Spoiler alert. Before we see that, we don't know. And that's not a spoiler, just a spoiler. They're doing more Super if you haven't heard. Will we get the anime? Probably. Real talk, probably. I'm expecting summer this year it'll be back. You guys know the manga's continuing on right now. Goku's about to suplex a goat. Get that reference or you don't. Moving on. Universal Survival Saga, key plus 2 HP attack and defense, 30%. That's a rare situation where I think 30% might actually be okay. I think that team can hold its own with a 30% sub-leader in Battlefield. Now, not the final levels of Battlefield, but stage 1 or 2, yeah, sure, why not? I think they could do it. I really think that team could do it. So maybe a decent sub-leader. In fact, 30%, you could probably have some fun with that team on, not with Boss Rush, but you could probably have some fun with that team on certain Dokkan events. Try it out, guys. I think it'd be fun. It's fun in the respect that it's going to be challenging to stay awake, stay alive. Good God, stay awake. Please stay awake while you're playing. Or you wake up with your phone mashed against your face like this, and what do I do? Well, you look like an idiot now. You got a phone stuck to your face. You just look silly. I digress. Supreme damage, no effects. But attack 80%, Universal Survival Saga category key plus 3. So any Universal Survival Saga unit, he's going to boost with key. Saiyan Lineage, good link. Kamehameha, tolerable link. Prepared for battle, you'll link up a lot with that. Experienced fighters. On this one, you'll have quite a few of those. Godly Power, Realm of Gods units. Jiren Topo. Godkus and things like that. You can't use your other Ultra Instinct. Sorry to burst your bubble. They won't work together. Tournament of Power, you'll link that. And First Awaken. Now, that's a hard one to link. That's definitely a hard one to link. I know some of the Godkus have that. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock has it. He's got an amazing passive. But he won't work on this team. He'd just be using him for his passive. Hard one. Very hard one to call. But I know he'll hit hard. I rainbowed mine. He hits fantastically all day and all night because he links up so well on this team. Use him on Realm of Gods. Use him on Universal Survival Saga. And let him go to ham. He'll hit very, 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 very well. He'll rival some of the better units out there. I stand by him. I stand behind this unit, and I say Rainbow. I'm going to give him a solid 8. I mean a completely solid 8 or better. Moving on to this guy. Now, we are out of the farmable units. I didn't mention it. He is farmable from the Universal Survival Saga commencement. Okay? Farms it, Dokkans into this, moves on to this. Okay, moving on to this unit. Now, this guy is from the Baba Shop. He is from the Baba Shop. He's 777 gems. I believe that's what he is. But he does cost gems. You can get 5 of them from there, and you can farm him up. Now, the best way to farm him up, in my opinion, easiest way to farm him up, not using the Super Saiyan 2 Gokus, to use his Dokkan Awakened form. Okay? Another free-to-play Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. Okay? This guy, I don't think he'll quite rival the Tech one, the Tech free-to-play one even, but he still does extraordinarily well. The biggest downside to this guy is that he has a flat passive. Attack and defense 7,000 at the start of turn. Okay. The good news is that becomes 17,000. The bad news is it doesn't get much better than that. But you do get 10% for Super Saiyan. You do get another 15% for Fierce Battle, and you're going to get those to link up all day and all night. Okay? Golden Warrior, Saiyan Lineage, Over in a Flash, Revival are the key links. Golden Warrior you'll get a lot. Over in a Flash you'll get a lot. Saiyan Lineage you'll get a decent amount of time. So he's got good links. He's got the ability to produce a lot of damage. He always gets key plus 3. So, you know, at some point, at the end of the day, I still think he's a great unit. Cost supreme damage to the enemy, and a rare supreme damage to the enemy. Blah. Words. Enunciation. and rare chance to stun the enemy. Now, rare chance to stun the enemy isn't really all that good, but it's about on the level of the tech units. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this guy is still really good. I'd put him, like, the other one is a 10, a solid 10. He's like an 8. An 8. But still very, very good. He will rival that guy for damage. He will. He will absolutely rival the tech one for damage in the right situation. You just got to use him a little bit more intelligently, but still a fantastic unit. The only downside is you can't use him on Prime Battle like you can the other one, but, you know, at the end of the day, you're looking to use this guy every single day of the week. I wish you could use them together. You can't, except on Battlefield, but that's the thing. Global Clash, or whatever the hell you call it. Virtual Clash. Now, the tech one does farm for his super attack, and that's what I was saying before, where I think that's really the wiser way to farm him. The tech one does farm for his super attack. It's a 50% chance. I did it. It's not that bad. If you really buckle down and say, this week I'm going to do it, you can get it done in the course of a week without it really much of any fuss. Don't spend Dragon Stones to do it. Just when you run out of stamina, just walk away. Walk away from the game for a few hours. Come back and start it over again. You do have to farm quite a few of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku medals, but, you know, do stamina run farming those up, you know, a couple of times a week, and then by that point you could just rush through, and it's Epic Showdown R Goku that eventually awakens into the one that farms into this. So, pretty straightforward, guys. We could do a whole video with standalone on that if you want. Let me know in the comment section if you really do care to see that. Other than that, guys, let's move on to the next unit. Now, this is the final Baba Shop unit we're going to talk about. This guy, really the best thing about him, he's an extreme damage unit. His stats are actually pretty good for a level 100. For a UR, he's got really good stats, but the biggest thing about him is this right here. Attack 30% for all allies. Now, when HP is 80% or below, so he's got to take a little bit of damage to do that. But on most events, you're not going to need to worry about that. He is going... Man, use him with your freaking Manaka. The Beerus costume. You'll have no problem with that at all. At all. Now, that said, he is not going to be a damage producer. This guy is going to be a weak, willowy flower. Hilariously bad. Remember, this is orbed out, okay? So look at that defense. Look at that defense. You can pretty much guess with orbs, all stats are going to be plus roughly about 3,000, okay? That defense is going to get you killed if he gets hit. You want to keep him out of the fight. Don't worry about getting him super attack. Don't worry about any of it. Don't waste anything on him. Just let him do this and let him help you out. If you do this guy, don't bother farming his super attacks. It's not really farmable. There's ways to do it, but you got to get like the God Coups and things like that. It's not worth. It's not worth. The biggest benefit from this guy is just simply that passive. So just get him up to level 100, keep him out of the fight. That's the thing. He comes from the coins that we get around the holidays and around anniversaries. So he's gonna come back around next month. I bet he'll be here in December. So make a decision then. He's like a solid 3, only because he won't hit. His defense sucks. His HP is not half bad. His attack would be good if it wasn't for that freaking modifier there. Now, if he gets a Dokkan Awakening, I would love to see this guy get supreme damage with some effects and an attack boost. I think he really... Look at that card art. The card art alone is beautiful. He really deserves an attack boost, guys. This guy could really be elevated to amazing levels. They just kind of shit the bed on us. Okay? But 30%, you can't fight that. That's a great passive. One of the best passives in the free-to-play realm. One of the best passives to begin with, all around. Even some of the best units we've talked about. When we talk about the gift card units. Even the best unit there only gives you 33%. The best units in the game give you 40%. I rest my case. I think he's well worth just for his passive alone. You just got to be smart and keep him out of the fight. Moving on, we are done now with the Baba Shop and with drop units. We're going to talk about World Tournament units, okay? Foot Kamehameha Goku. Dokkan awakens into this guy. Okay, he still does his Foot Kamehameha. Physical Ki +2, attack and defense 60%. Now, you you could use this. The only thing that's going to suck is you don't have HP. It's just attack and defense. Attack and defense 60%. You don't have an HP boost. So you are going to be at a little bit of a detriment there. But not a bad leader skill. Not a great leader skill. Wouldn't even go on a limb and call it good because your health's going to hurt. But those are good stats for a free-to-play card. Feat Kamehameha causes supreme damage to the enemy with a medium chance to stun. Medium chance to stun is really good, guys. Remember, stunners aren't like sealers. Sealers almost always get a guaranteed chance to seal. Stunners, the best stunner in the game, the absolute best 2 stunners in the game, are both General Blue. They both come from the Dragon Ball summon. They're both hard as shit to acquire, and they both have only an 80% chance. So while they do most of the time, they fail from time to time. So you never have a guaranteed stunner, at least not yet in the game. Okay? Stand firm. Attack and defense 80% when performing a super attack. With this supreme damage, that isn't bad. Chalk onto that. All in the family. Infighter. Kamehameha to a lesser extent. And Turtle School. He'll do some good damage. He will actually produce damage pretty effectively, decently. And he's got good link skills. Shocking Speed, World Tournament Champion, and Shattering the Limit. Shocking Speed and Shattering the Limit, really easy to link up. Great unit, guys. Fantastic unit. He's a World Tournament card, so if you didn't get him during the World Tournament, you can get him with the GSSR summons after the tournament. You could argue with me all day and all night that he's not free to play, but he absolutely is. He's completely free to play. Fantastic unit, guys. Don't sleep on him. Okay? Super Physical Chi-Chi. Another World Tournament unit. She does not have a Dokkan Awakening yet. She's a physical type, key +2, attack and defense 50%, so not quite as good as the last unit. There's situations where you could use that. Not really. I wouldn't, but I've got great units. I'm kind of picky when it comes to that. But you could use that. You could use that. No Forgiveness. Supreme damage with a rare chance to stun. Now, this is another situation where we're talking medium chance is like 40%. This is like 20 to 30%. It's pretty bad chance to stun. You don't want to rely on the stunning at all. At least not with her. Strength of a name withheld. Attack enemies, attack and defense, -20% for 2 turns. Notice, once again, she doesn't have to hit. She's just got to exist. Key +3 in attack and defense, +60% when HP is 50% or above. You're going to have that pretty frequently. She will hit. Okay. I mean, she's supreme damage with 60%. Now, look at her link skills. The Innocence, we've seen quite a bit of that already today. Battlefield Diva, meh. Infighter, we've seen a lot of that today. Guidance of the Dragon Balls. Now, other DB units will give her that 20% passive, but there's not a lot of DB units that I can see you using on the daily. That said, that's an extra 20% she could easily use. I'm looking forward to a Dokkan Awakening. I don't even think on JP she's gotten one yet, but she should be getting one before long. She's a new-ish unit, so keep an eye out for her. Actually, she's the one we got last time, isn't she? I think she's the last one we got. I don't remember off the top of my head now. I have to go back and look. I think so. Yeah, it'll probably be a while before she gets a Dokkan Awakening. I think she is the last one we got. Well, yeah, it makes sense because it was 22nd, 23rd. God, I don't remember. I'm awful at this, but nonetheless, if you have her, she's a great unit. Is she worth orbs? Yeah, absolutely. I think she's worth orbs. But that said, wait till she has a Dokkan Awakening. Hold on to her, give her the dupes, and then chill on her until she gets that Awakening. When she gets that Awakening, she'll be awesome. Moving on to this guy, my favorite World Tournament card, hands down, end of discussion. Guys, like all the World Tournament cards, if you didn't get him, was it 2 tournaments ago, I think? If you didn't get him, you can still get him from the GSSR summons after the tournament, and they now have 2. They have one that's the general SSR pull, and one that's the World Tournament units. You have the World Tournament units. Get him. He's so good. Okay? So good. He's farmable from the the Super Strike Mighty Mask, so there's that. Physical type, key +2, HP attack and defense 50%. All 3 stats 50%. That's not bad, especially considering he doesn't have a Dokkan. I'd love to see him Dokkan into a 70% lead. I would love that. That would be phenomenal. That would turn him from just kind of a really amazing unit to an, oh my god, what are you thinking, that's busted unit. Well, I'd even say that now. Let's look at his passive here in a second. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. Passive skill. Attack and defense 80% when facing only one enemy. Now, he has to be facing one enemy, which does suck. That means on like Super Battle Road, he's not going to be hitting worth a damn. That said, on Super Battle Road, this guy pulled my ass out of the fight. I did a video showing you guys how busted he is. Broken to shit unit. Broken to absolute shit. Evade enemy's attack, including super attacks, for 1 turn when HP is 40% or below. Okay. Super Saiyan, World Tournament, more than meets the eye. The Innocence. The Innocence is a good link. Super Saiyan, we've seen a lot of that. Obviously, every Super Saiyan has it. Shocking Speed is a key link. Flee, I don't like that link skill. I think it's a stupid link skill. Makes sense for them. But, notice, evade enemy's attack. That's 100, hey, that's 100% chance. 100% chance of evasion below 40% health. UI Goku doesn't have that. UI Goku's chance when he fully awakens is what, like 80-90%? It's a good percent chance. You can trust this guy. This guy's going to evade every single bloomin' time. I had situations in Super Battle Road where almost everybody was attacking when I first came into a battle. I hadn't even had time to heal, hadn't had time to do any effect. They're all attacking the first dude, and my health was low. And you know at that point you're going to get double or triple super attack. So I just set him there and let him laugh at them. Just let him go, hoo, ha, hoo, nice try, bro, nice try. Yeah. Busted to shit. This guy's a solid 9. Solid 9. He would be a 10. Hell, if that was any higher, he'd be an 11. If that was any higher, he'd be 11. And he'd be a 10 if they got rid of the one enemy garbage. If his attack and defense was 80%, he'd be a solid 10. You would be a fool not to have this guy. And I cannot wait till he gets to Dokkan Awakening. I utterly love this unit. I cannot say enough good shit about it. I'm going to move on to another unit because I'll just go on all day. Okay. Kaioken Goku. This is the World Tournament card. He's actually farmable from the Lord Slug card that we have right now. Now, what is the type of the Lord Slug? I thought the type of the Lord Slug card was Fizz. I'll have to look it up. I think we've covered it already this week. What was it? Strength? I don't remember. That said, the trump card Goku does Dokkan Awaken into this card. Game Reversing Technique. Goku Kaioken. Okay? AGL, Attack and Defense, HP. AGL, Tech, and Fizz. 2 key HP defense, 30%. Abysmal, garbage, leave it alone. 4 times Kamehameha. Supreme damage and greatly raises attack. Put him first in your team. Put him first on rotation. And let him do his work. Change STR key to Rainbow key. Attack 40%. Now, greatly raises attack is what, already a 40% attack? I'd have to go look it up. But he's really, really good already. Okay? Add the 40% on top of that with All in the Family, which is 15%. He's going to hit pretty well. He's not going to hit amazingly, but he's going to hit fairly well. I just hit my mouse. Go away. Oof. So he's going to hit pretty well. He's got great key links. You can get off that super attack really, really, really easily. Look at those links. Shattering the Limit, Over to Flash, Shocking Speed, Saiyan Lineage. Yeah, he's filled up right there. And then he's already an orb changer. The best thing about this guy, so use that greatly raises attack. Put him first in rotation. If you have LR, physical, Goku and Frieza, or Goku and Frieza, I'm sorry, Goku and Vegeta, the Gogeta unit, put him first, greatly raise attack, change to Rainbow Key, use that Rainbow Key, get off their super attack, and sit back and go, that attack stack, though, it's going to be phenomenal. He is the best unit for that. The best. Okay? If you have that unit and you don't have this guy farmed up, whether or not you're a free-to-play player, if you have that unit and you have this guy, don't have this guy farmed up, go do it right now. He's awesome. You'll love him. I need to do a showcase on him. That's really what I need to do. I'm not sure if I have time this weekend, but I got to make that happen. I really do got to make that happen. Okay? Now, the last unit we're going to talk about. Yeah, there's their mid Dokkan back there. They come from the friend summon. Okay, these guys come from the friend summon. You're probably already familiar with them, but they Dokkan into the best friend summon LR there is. Not that there's... Okay, let's be real with each other here. That's not exactly a high bar. That's like trying to jump over an ant. But let's talk about them on their own. Compared to other LRs, I think they still hold their own. Compared to like... compared to every free-to-play LR, they really hold their own. Compared to some of the old-school LRs, I think they still do a great job. Watch this. Super attack allies, HP attack and defense 100% when team includes all 5 super attacks. That's basically minus the key and minus 20%. That's Tech VB's, Tech Vegito Blue's leader skill. Now, they don't give key, and they're minus 20%, but who cares about that? All right. Now, here's the cool part about this. Causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, raises superclass allies attack by 30% for 2 turns. Only superclass allies, but 2 turns. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Their colossal damage attack does ceiling. So, it's a hard call whether you're going to put... Because you're going to rainbow these guys. You're flat out going to rainbow these guys. If you don't have them rainbowed, you are barking up an idiotic tree. Okay? Now, here's where it gets really fun. Victory of Love and Justice. Superclass allies, key 4. Defense, 50%. Extreme class enemies, defense, 70%. That does not stack. If it did, it would be busted to hell and back. I mean, their defense would be 0. As is, the defense is going to shit. To absolute shit. They are really, really, really freaking good. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Okay? Raises superclass allies by 30% for 2 turns. That will never stack. So if you want to give them double, remember, if you give them double attack, they're going to do this. And then if they get another super attack, they're going to do the ceiling super attack. Not a bad option. That said, once you've lowered defense, I don't know, man. I really don't know if it's better to give them crit or double. I think I'm going to balance mine. The nice thing is because they're friend summon units, you could really easily just change them up if you get bored with them. Go into the friend summon, get another one, get them up to the UR level, double reverse yours, feed them in, and then change the stats. Okay? I'm going to try out, because I never SA20'd mine. Mine's sitting at SA10, and I've got another one that's like 2 medals shy of being SA20, just because that medal is a bitch to pull. Because all their medals come from the Hero Extermination Plan. It is a pain in the ass. But, notice this. Hero of Justice. What did we say? We were going to come up against Hero of Justice again. Hero of Justice. Great hitter. Okay? Innocence. Budding Warriors can be a hard one. Prodigies. Innocence, Prodigies, and... It's right there. It's right there. They have Infighter and Hero of Justice. But Innocence and Prodigies happen on so many other units. You could link them. You could link these two up. Put them on a team together. Let them... I mean, they're already new Mega Colossal without much of a boost at all. Remember, that the boost is only going to come by that. It's not good boost. Extra 25% will actually make that pretty decent. That's going to make it 55%. And this is never going to stack for them. So they're not going to be damage producers for you guys. They're going to be hurting to drop a mill on the best teams. That said, 100% follow me here. That said, that defense drop right there is going to be game-changing. Game-changing for you on the best teams. So pay close attention to that. Use that right there. Plus, like I said, with attack +4, you're never going to hurt for super attacks. Never going to hurt for super attacks. And if you're not getting off their Mega Colossal, you are messing up. It is you, not the card. You want me to sugarcoat it? Hell no. If you can't get Mega Colossal with that extra key +4, it is you, my friend. Not the card. You. So, these are my favorite free-to-play units of the Super Fizz style. We'll be back next week with all the extreme types. Those are the villain units. These are all the hero units. Obviously, I shouldn't need to explain it, but I guess I do. So, make sure you farm them up. These guys are 100% worth the orbs and everything. Look at those stats. Let's look at those stats real quick. I could go on about this card all day. I love this card. That HP is insane. It's like regular LR levels of HP. The attack's pretty good. That's why I say the 30% with the extra 25% is more than enough to make them produce okay damage. The defense is way up there. And like I said, they already get 50% defense anyway. They're a great tank. And they really turn everyone else on the team into amazing hitters. What more do you need? What more do you need? Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Make sure you like and subscribe to stay up to date with more of my idiotic antics. And make sure you follow my Birdman and my Booker to stay up to date with everything else. So, that said, guys, that's the video. We're done with the super types. We'll be back next week with the extreme types. Let me know if you're excited for that. Otherwise, guys, I'll lay your ass out then.